And for more on this, let's bring in retired Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, former IDF spokesperson, senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and co-founder of Bottom Line Media. Colonel, welcome. So what did you make of the united front we saw today from Secretary Rubio and Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Hello, thanks for having me on. I think we heard stellar words of leadership from Secretary Rubio, speaking on behalf of the president. It is, it's a sight for sore eyes for Israelis to get international support. Israel is very much dependent on the steadfast support of the American administration. And Israel finds itself in a crucial time here where now Israel is making a very big move, hopefully final big move against Hamas in Gaza City. And it needs international, but most importantly, American support in order to get the job done. And the visit of Secretary Rubio, I think, comes at a crucial time. And it's exactly the words and the deeds that Israel needs in order to be steadfast, in order to have the stamina and the capacity really to fight this out and defeat Hamas.
Do you think, is there fear in Israel, after the attack in Qatar, that U.S. support could be waning? Axios reporting that Prime Minister Netanyahu actually called President Trump before the strike on Hamas in Qatar. Is there a concern in Israel that that could hurt relations with the United States?
Of course. I mean, sadly, Qatar is a powerful country that has bought a lot of influence around the world and in the U.S., in Washington, in U.S. universities, in think tanks, in financial institutions, in the stock market and real estate and many other places. So Qatar, sadly, is a powerful country. And I think that they probably didn't like it, that Israel exposed exactly how welcome and how harbored Hamas terrorists were in Qatar by the Qatari authorities, and that's an inconvenience for them. And I'm sure that they're angry. Judging by what we've seen so far, it looks as if the Trump administration is doing damage management and outwardly is downplaying it and then doing some very high-level, clever diplomacy behind closed doors, and I think that Secretary Rubio is probably the one masterminding that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, yes, it's a concern. Yes, the Qataris, unfortunately, are important for the U.S., but they are bad actors in the Middle East, and I think it's way past due that they are exposed for the bad actors that they are.
So we don't have long, but I do want to ask you, Secretary Rubio, he did seem to cast some doubt today on the idea of Israel and Hamas still being able to reach a diplomatic deal. Do you agree with him on that, and how did you see that?
Sadly, I think he's right. Secretary Rubio is a very wise man. And I think, Israel has given lots of opportunities, lots of big windows for diplomacy to work and for Hamas to take the diplomatic way out and to surrender, lay down their weapons, release our 48 hostages, and by doing so, really ending the war. Okay. Hamas has that option. They've decided not to take it, and unfortunately, Israel will probably have to expand military operations.
All right, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, always good to see you. Thank you.